Hello wrestling fans and welcome back to Tweet Wrestling, the world of retro wrestling. Well, it's been a while because I've been working on some projects, should we say, wrestling of course. But we're back and we're taking a look at this WWE official retro pack number 3, which features Doink the Clown, Typhoon, Greg the Hammer Valentine and Lex Luger. Before we do the wrestling figure opening, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Tweet Wrestling, the world of retro wrestling. And there you can stay up to date with everything old school, and of course we will be doing some retro old school openings. Let's start then with Wave 3. The first figure we have is Lex Luger. It's from the 94 era where he was a good guy after he had slammed Yokozuna on board the Intrepid. If you remember that episode on WWE Raw, seeing the front there of the card then onto the back, and it's black and white, which is how they should be, by the way. And let's start opening up this retro wrestling figure. Quite like the orange to the card. It does set her off and it gives us that orange card feel, which was what, 95 was it? 94 when they're supposed to be out, so it's well in purpose. And you can see the figure now. The US trunks, the wristbands and the boots. Face isn't too bad. I've seen better Lex Luger faces, to be honest with you, but it's alright, to be fair. It's quite a nice figure. It feels well in the hand. And the actual real wrestling action where you pop both hands up in the air and he does that body slam motion. So yeah, very good figure so far. I'm happy with that one. And I'm not going to score it out of 10 because that's a bit silly, but hey, we got the old school retro Lex and I'm very happy to add that one to the collection. So the next action figure to open up is Greg the Hammer Valentine, and this is from his Rhythm and Blues days, which was 1990-91 era, and we never got the actual Hasbro version, which is quite upsetting because I would have loved that one. But hey, we've got a WWE official release of this now, and it will sit well with Honky Tonk Man, no doubt. Seeing the front and the back, I like that little pose he's doing there in the bio. And the real wrestling action is a clothesline to this one. Let's open up then and take a closer look at Greg the Hammer Valentine. Oh, definitely an awkward opening here, but it's off card, it's open, we're in. One criticism I will have is the guitar. It seems to be absolutely massive. Now, it's out of proportion for me. It needs to be a little bit smaller, and it's breakable. That never happened in the early 90s. So one criticism is the guitar. Then onto the actual action figure. I like the musical notes on the front. The face could be better, if you're asking me. I'd love to see them sunglasses come off, but it's a retro figure, but it's alright. It's not too bad. I would have liked to see a shin guard on the front, but yeah, I'm happy with it. I'd quite happily buy it in the shop back in the day. There's no question about that. Then on the back, it's pretty much like the Hasbro where you see the pattern, but needs to be painted in again. Can you believe it? We have waited 32 years for this, and we finally have a Greg the Hammer Valentine Rhythm and Blues action figure. It's quite magnificent, really. Let's give them credit there. Next up is Tugboat, and again we've waited 32 years for this one. So it's looking very good on the front cover there. The packet looks well. The facial expression I'm not very happy with on this. They could have had a better Tugboat face. But hey, we've got a Tugboat action figure, not Typhoon, but a Tugboat. It's doing like the headbutt action, if that makes sense to your wrestling fans. So it's the one that Andre the Giant and Hakeem had. So let's do the honours and open up Tugboat. The action figure, for me, it does feel nice and in proportion, but I think there needs to be more to this headbutt action, where if you think of the Andre figure, it doesn't half bend back and gives a right headbutt, but this is just so weak. Feels as if it's more just for display. Well, it is really, because we're big boys now, aren't we? Let's face it. So everything I like about the figure, and the only thing I would change is the face. I think it's too cartoon-like for me. But would have Hasbro made a cartoon type tugboat wrestling figure? Possibly will. But anyway, as I said earlier, we've waited 32 years for this one, and I'm very happy to add Tugboat to the collection. All I need now is to get one signed mint on card. On to the last action figure, and it's no clowning around with Doink the Clown. For me, this is the best card of the lot. You've got the orange outside, the Doink pose, and of course the wrestling figure sat in the middle. Gives that old school look, and this one I'm very happy to add. Unfortunately, Matt Bourne is no longer with us, and I'd love to have had this one signed up, but so colourful with the orange background. Doink the Clown, what more do you need? Onto the actual wrestler there at the bottom. You can see the picture. Who didn't love Doink? He was really good. I preferred the bad guy Doink, but anyway, let's open up the figure. Had a wrestle there opening up the Doink figure, so let's take a closer look. And the first thing I noticed is the hair. It's not real hair. Second thing, I think there needs to be more colour to this. It's lacking detail. I suppose it's very much like the Hasbro figure. It just doesn't match in. The red bottoms, it's lackluster. What could be an amazing figure. And I imagine one or two of these custom makers, the great custom makers out there, the likes of your Frankie Kyle, you could pick one of these up, paint it up real well, and you'd have an absolute gem on your hands. But if Mattel had done a proper job, we wouldn't have had to do that. But hey, it's a nice wrestling figure, and I do like the Doink action figure too. So just taking a quick flick through, this is what we had. We had the Lex there on the screen, all four of them. And they've done quite a good job really in giving us some retro wrestling figures. So that's the video, just a quick recap. Thanks everyone. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Tweet Wrestling, the world of retro wrestling. Goodbye for now.